If you cheat on your money, it will cheat on you.
I'm putting in real estate.
Cash is garbage.
Do you ever wonder how some people get so rich? It's not by working hard and earning a salary. Even if you made $100,000 a year, it would still take 40 years to afford a Bugatti, without spending a dime on anything else. Real wealth comes from putting money to work. Today, we'll reveal how to apply Grant Cardone's secrets to do exactly that with crypto.
I don't spend earned income, ever. I invest all my earned income.
Welcome to today's video, where we're exploring how to apply Grant Cardone's legendary passive income strategies to the world of crypto. Grant Cardone is known for his success in real estate and wealth building, but his principles aren't just for property investors. Whether it's real estate, stocks, or crypto, Cardone's core rules can help build streams of income that work for you instead of the other way around. So if you're ready to start maximizing your crypto income without constant trading, keep watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more crypto and wealth building insights. Before we begin, this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial or investment advice. Cryptocurrency investments are highly speculative and carry risks. Always do your own research and consult a professional financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Grant Cardone's most powerful principle is never spending earned income, only investing it. He believes every dollar of earned income should be put to work, creating more income.
I don't spend earned income, ever. I invest all my earned income. My standard of living has never changed until I can pay for it with passive income.
Now, in real estate, that's buying properties. But in crypto, that could mean taking active income, like a paycheck or trading profits, and investing it in yield-generating crypto strategies. For example, one way to apply this in crypto is through staking. Staking allows you to lock up a crypto asset, like Ethereum, and earn passive rewards over time. Platforms like Ethereum, Solana, or Cardano offer staking opportunities that let investors earn rewards just for holding onto their coins. This means using active income to acquire crypto assets and then putting those assets to work, earning passive rewards over time. Just as Cardone uses earned income to build a cash-flowing real estate portfolio, staking enables crypto investors to generate ongoing income without daily trading. Another key principle Cardone advocates is the 40% rule, saving and reinvesting 40% of your income.
Income to where you can bank 40% of your income. This is the most difficult part of this in the beginning.
For crypto investors, applying this rule can mean taking 40% of any profits from trading, staking, or other crypto activities and setting it aside for reinvestment in passive income strategies. For instance, you could build a stablecoin reserve for future market opportunities, reinvest in more staking, or fund lending on decentralized platforms. This reinvestment builds long-term wealth, even in volatile markets. By consistently setting aside part of your gains, you create a reinvestment habit that compounds over time. Cardone's approach to compounding aligns perfectly with the compounding power of crypto. A practical approach? Automate a percentage of your gains to convert into stablecoins or reinvest in high-quality projects. This lets you grow your holdings while keeping some stability in a volatile market. In crypto, where markets shift quickly, having a reinvestment strategy helps keep your wealth growing even during market dips. If you're ready to dive deeper into strategies like staking and want to learn how to build passive crypto income streams, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss the upcoming strategies we're covering. For Cardone, knowing what to buy is essential.
Love and cash flow. And the more cash flow you get, the more peace you're going to have. I'm just telling you.
He studies the cash flow potential of assets and makes sure they're aligned with his investment goals. Applying this to crypto means researching projects carefully before investing. Look for assets with solid fundamentals, strong communities, and clear utility. Avoid speculative projects that don't show clear, sustainable growth potential. To adapt this for crypto, consider focusing on DeFi, decentralized finance projects that pay out rewards, like yield-generating tokens or liquidity pools. Just as Cardone chooses deals that are certain to provide a cash flow, crypto investors should seek out projects with robust yield potential and stable tokenomics. Knowing how to spot these assets is critical. Look for community engagement, audit history, and the project's tokenomics to understand its stability and growth potential. Take time to study each project's utility. For example, platforms like Uniswap or Aave enable liquidity pooling, where investors can earn fees passively. Choosing projects that will likely continue growing in utility and user base will support consistent passive income, just as real estate does in Cardone's portfolio. Another core concept Cardone emphasizes is leveraging other people's money to invest in high-value projects.
The money that I put in real estate, that is other people's money I'm putting in real estate.
This is particularly relevant in real estate, but it can also apply to crypto through liquidity pools or yield farming, where multiple investors pool assets to earn passive returns from fees or interest. For example, decentralized finance platforms like Curve or Balancer allow users to add liquidity to pools, earning a portion of the transaction fees. In this way, pooling resources with other investors mimics the leveraged power Cardone uses in real estate syndications. The advantage here is that it allows crypto investors to scale passive income without tying up all their capital in one asset. Yield farming, where investors earn rewards by lending their crypto assets, can be thought of as a type of leverage too. By pooling assets with others, you're generating passive returns from DeFi interest rates, taking advantage of community investment power. Cardone's principle of using leverage for bigger returns applies perfectly to DeFi, where liquidity pools operate on a similar collaborative model. A unique philosophy Cardone follows is to stay broke. He keeps most of his money invested, not in cash, so it's always working for him.
Stay broke. Stay broke. Y'all got to stay broke, man. Cash is garbage. You don't need money. You don't need cash.
In the crypto world, this means keeping a large portion of your funds in income-generating assets, rather than in fiat or unused crypto sitting idle. This stay broke mindset could involve regularly converting fiat income into stablecoins or reinvesting staking rewards to grow your crypto portfolio. In crypto, staying broke could mean holding coins that are staked, pooled, or lent out to earn interest, avoiding the temptation to cash out. This constant reinvestment aligns with Cardone's philosophy. Money isn't valuable until it's put to work.
Your mommy and daddy didn't know this. Cash is garbage.
By using platforms that allow assets to remain liquid and active, you can maintain a broke mentality while building a steady stream of income. If this stay broke mindset resonates with you, be sure to subscribe for more crypto strategies inspired by top wealth builders. Let's keep your crypto working for you. Cardone's ultimate goal with real estate is to create cash flow, regular income from his investments. The crypto equivalent? Using assets to generate passive income through lending, yield farming, and stablecoin investments. For example, by lending stablecoins on DeFi platforms like Aave or Compound, investors can earn steady returns without the price volatility of other cryptos. This mimics the consistent cash flow Cardone gets from real estate and can provide a stable income regardless of crypto market cycles.
The money that I put in real estate, that is other people's money I'm putting in real estate.
Stablecoin lending lets investors generate passive income even when the market is down, something Cardone would call a cash flow monster. Alternatively, yield farming with DeFi projects like Yearn Finance allows you to earn high returns by placing assets in liquidity pools, which distribute transaction fees to liquidity providers. For crypto investors, this is a practical way to build consistent cash flow that isn't tied directly to price swings in individual assets. Grant Cardone emphasizes the importance of discipline, consistency, and patience in building wealth.
I'm just saying. Like, you got to be disciplined with money. If you cheat on your money, it will cheat on you.
For him, wealth is a long-term game, not a quick win. In crypto, this mindset is crucial. Markets are volatile, and it's easy to get swept up by price swings. Cardone's approach teaches us to stay steady and focus on reliable, passive income streams, rather than chasing high-risk gains. Applying this to crypto means sticking to a strategy, like staking or lending, and letting it grow over time. Reinvesting rewards and compounding returns can steadily build wealth without constant adjustments. It also means being patient through market downturns. Instead of panicking, see these moments as opportunities to reinvest and position yourself for long-term growth. In short, consistency and patience in crypto investing, just like in Cardone's real estate strategy, create lasting, stable income that grows over time. To recap, Grant Cardone's wealth-building methods can be applied directly to crypto, offering a pathway to passive income in a market that never sleeps. By investing earned income, following the 40% rule, selecting the right assets, leveraging community resources, and staying broke in crypto assets, you can adapt Cardone's powerful strategies to create crypto cash flow. Comment below, which of Cardone's principles will you try with your crypto investments? If you found this video helpful and want more strategies to build passive income in crypto, don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for more insights on turning crypto into your ultimate cash flow machine.